I have a skin hive on my right side of my body, some skin hives, and scabs, which I just showed, scabbing, which I just showed on the video. And I did, yeah, recorded, sorry. You would be seeing it, it would be shown to you that way. It's recorded on the video. And I don't want to tell you I've been scratching my skin and it went from redness to scabbing. Just don't want to have any stains on anything because it's not easy to wash things around here. I'm a temporary stay in this apartment. I'm not sure from day to day how long I'm allowed to be here. I have the creation of myself that is controlling what's happening with this God form. But I don't really want to be here at all because I don't want to know what people think about me. That is really God above doing that for himself, asking people questions that are beyond that they would be in prison. I just don't have alive this way. It's my overlord that's alive this way. And the people are using myself as that they're doing more crime on me than they would do on each other and still be alive. They do all the crime on me that they want, but they don't believe in me is established by they have a name or that you're not myself. It's established that you don't believe in me. Everybody who's not myself doesn't believe in me. So I don't need you to do crime on myself. Well, where is this going faster? It's accelerated that everybody's going somewhere with the crime. They want the money. I know, but the money comes out of the bank. You can't get leverage out of me. You're trying to get leverage over me, and there's no such thing as that. I'm over you with the door locking. Well, I'm not allowed in the door locking. I'm not really supposed to turn the door locking because I can see the door lock. Then once you insert a key and turn the door lock, I really can't live in there anymore. But I've been alive this way for since the year 1980 with the door locking, and I can't help it that there's something wrong with me mentally because of the door locking. I'm sorry to say that it did hurt me mentally. So, about the skin hives. What about Dr. Wernick? Dr. Wernick has himself in leverage to take me away from Camp Interlaken for having skin hives that might be contagious to other campers. And I find the skin hives are not contagious. That is, whatever rumor they had at the time to move people around with a diagnosis when they're not really ill enough for it to matter. They're just threatening you that you could spread it to somebody else. And I find the skin hives are really not contagious. I have skin hives just because I have them, and it's not clear as to whether or not I got them from someone else. I would say no. But when I was at camp, when I was a kid, it's not clear that Dr. Wernick could establish where I got skin hives from. But he took me from upstate Wisconsin camp down back to southeastern Wisconsin, Milwaukee area. And he dropped me off at my house, which is nice that he acknowledged that it was my house, but I lost the house because Dr. Wernick's not in leverage to diagnose me as having chickenpox or skin hives. So I don't want to say that Dr. Wernick is wrong, but I do want to say that he didn't get my dad out of my house. So why did he put me in there? Why couldn't I just stay in camp in the infirmary until the skin hives clear up? What kind of a trouble is that? They had me in the infirmary if they thought it was contagious, or they could send all the kids home if they think everybody has skin hives. I heard that Amanda or Mandy, yeah, Mandy got sent home with chicken pox. When I showed Dr. Wernick the skin was red and itching, and it was like circular form, like a mosquito bite is what I think it was. It looked like mosquito bites, but I said, "Is this chicken pox?" And he took me out of the camp. But that's somebody else having said that. I didn't just say, "Dr. Wernick, you just diagnosed me with chicken pox." I didn't say that. I said, "I am here about the chicken pox. Can you examine the skin for chicken pox?" And that's because the staff are looking for that. Yeah, but that doesn't mean I need to be removed from the infirmary. I was in the infirmary, it was fine. Dr. Wernick went outrageous all the way to Milwaukee to put me back in my house, and he doesn't have a place for me to stay because he's the doctor and he's looking after the chicken pox. He dropped me off at my house and abandoned me for a week. I think I was watching Nick at Night, Nickelodeon, Nick at Night, on it would have been Viacom cable in my house that summer, and I was watching the Patty Duke show in black and white, and then there's Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. But I'm not normally allowed in my house in the summer because I have to be at the camp and run around with all the kids and eat. I got a ride back to the camp the following week, but it was somebody else who took me there. Did Dr. Wernick take me back there? No, because he was done being the doctor at camp. He was only there for a week, and I was only away from the camp for a week. I don't remember how I got back to the camp. Dr. Wernick's the one who drove me from the camp to my house. Well, I have the need for Dr. Wernick today to drive me to my house. And I also need for him to get me inside the house and back into my bedroom. And he's not available in state of Nevada to help me. His age right now would be something like, I don't know, he'd be like 95 years old. He's really old now. So maybe that's not possible, but that's not excused. I don't actually hire him. I didn't get the chicken pox, or let's say I didn't have skin hives or mosquito bites because I needed to see Dr. Wernick specifically. He just happened to be there because they changed the doctor once a week at camp. They're volunteers, and that's how long they volunteer to be there. He's not really a volunteer that way. Now he's a hostager, and I don't need that out of Dr. Wernick. No, you're not a doctor that way. Maybe his name is Dr. Paul Wernick, but I don't know his first name. It's Dr. Wernick. Well, I needed him to sort out my home matters. I don't really need the chicken pox to be treated as a skin disease without you. I wasn't in my house at the time where he could just give me the calamine lotion, but he put me in my house to sort out that I'm the doctor in my house. That would be true if I wasn't at the camp. I was already at the camp. That's put out of my house. Dr. Wernick, you abandoned the disease was really either not your problem and I stay in the infirmary. You don't make a problem for me and put me back in my house in the summer with other people in there. Well, I had food, so I was fine that way. But I didn't have my dad was something like he wouldn't put the calamine lotion on my back. But I'm like, I don't care about male, female. He's not allowed in my house. It's fine. But he said, no, let me put the calamine lotion on your front. And I said, no, I didn't offer that. And I took the bottle away and I put it on myself in my room. And my dad's not allowed in my house that way. And Dr. Wernick won't come and get him. Well, Dr. Wernick, I caught my dad being a child molester and a bad example for the children. You won't come and put him out of my house. Which way did you want me in my house for what? Why'd you put me in my house when I could have stayed in the infirmary? That was the problem. He's not really dad that way. He's a child molester, but I call him dad, and he's not a dad that way. But he's not paid enough. It's not true. My dad got so much money, it's not fair to know you. Dr. Wernick didn't go after my dad was spending a high credit card debt, and he didn't have interest in that either. I don't know why. He wasn't interested in myself having a bad example for the children in my house, and he wasn't interested in my dad running up an enormous credit card debt, which is bad for Dr. Wernick outside the exterior of the house. and Dr. Wernick being elsewheres. Well, I don't know what you want out of me because all you want to know is if I can handle your problems if you don't have any problems. Pretty soon you don't have any problems. Who's the creator of Dr. Wernick? Does he have a cellular phone number? Well, I'm interested in why he's always such a scream about his sex offenders don't go to prison when Dr. Wernick didn't go to prison for the chickenpox problem either, and neither did Hans Moser go to prison for my chickenpox. You don't want to, well, for the skin hives. The skin hives is what diagnoses chickenpox. Is that is if you tell somebody, yeah, but it was camp. I didn't have a choice. If they find it, I have to say it in advance that I have it, so I'm not hiding it from the staff. That's why that's not fair to me that you asked me that question about chickenpox. Well, people are due in prisons. Well, are you just acknowledging that you are due to put people in prisons and that you stop giving me a nervous breakdown about you don't have certain problems a safe distance away from myself while they're not in prison because I'm not a warden? Whoa, if I was a prison warden, I would have shot Charles Toe on the first day in my house. I would have used whatever gun I had with me that was in order. I would have put a bullet in his head and laid him on a table in a morgue. You want to put the bullet in after? No, I'm not going to. I'm going to put a bullet in his head for what he said to me, which is, I'm not leaving. I'm not getting in the car to go back to where I came from. No, you get a bullet in your head right there, and you need to go directly into a morgue. You need someone to lift you up and put you in a morgue. You need another doctor really to be attending to you because I can't be the one who has the problem and I'm looking after it and I'm not a car. With the car, you need some other kind of something to do with moving your body around for you. Yeah, Charles Toe. Well, I just want God to acknowledge that he has money problems because he doesn't have people in prison on any point. And you do have all of my sexual abuse done on all the points. And you've repeated the names of my sex offenders like you worship them, like you're still alive, and that's totally illegal. I want a death on myself because God is sexual abuse, bad example for the children to myself.